Okay, so well, I mean, where do we start? Like, I don't know. Where do we start? Do we go back? Do we do the Destiny of Ellie stuff, like some of this entry level quests, just to see what happens, or do we go back to some old content and try that first? Old content. Yeah, we could do old content. Look at the little legs. I mean, the legs are pretty normal. The leg nowadays, the legs do not change speed. But yeah, what are we actually moving at here? 150%. We do have a few extra AAs to spend randomly. Disclaimer. Okay, let's go back. It's free to play, but there are a few caveats of you can't necessarily do absolutely everything on a free to play account. You're limited to some chat channels. You can't use the broker, or you can't sell things on the broker. You're limited to the amount of times you can upgrade spells and the quality of your gear you can equip. That's interesting. So visibly, I mean, we can see our characters now down to level 50 in the Sinking Sands as opposed to level 90, but the gear still states 73 stats, which I think is different than normal mentoring, because normal mentoring, visibly, you do actually see changes to the gear. Like these numbers will go down. We've got nothing in the bags. Uh, I'm not really. I can't really answer how is the Lore and Legend server currently, because I've only really just started. I've only just kind of got my character up to the point where I can actually use it, and I need to kind of pick somewhere to go really and just do something. I guess do some quests or kill some things or. Um, I'm now level 10. See, that's quite. Oh, actually. Oh, okay. So it's the zones themselves have actually changed as well. Because I was just thinking to myself, how do you do a zone like New Hallis or Frostfang Sea, Antarctica Commonlands, where they span 10 levels? I mean, 10 levels is quite a quite a wide range. And if you just like say, right, I'll stick a character, we're going to mentor you down to somewhere in the middle, that potentially makes a lot of content quite easy and a lot of content quite hard. But it looks like actually the zone itself has changed as well, because those spiders back up in the tunnel are usually level 20 on a live server, whereas on here they're only like level 12 and 13. So
looking for me?
So I don't think I change as we're going through, but I think the content has changed to what it is on a live server. Oh, here we go. Killer named. I mean, I'll try and kill her named. I'm not sure how well this is going to go. There you go. Oh, that was laggy. I was like, what, am I getting any loot? So this is the normal piece of loot that you would get on a live server or on any server. And then we also get one of these lore and legend gear crates. Which is then given us an upgrade. Kind of. Well, no. I mean, yes and no. It's chain armor, so actually it's not an upgrade for me. Wait, hang on, is that bugged? That's bugged. It says plate Freeport unbroken braces, but it's actually chain. The icon is plate, the name is plate, but it's actually chain. Because I was just thinking that mitigation's really low. Whoops. So I assume the idea being that out of those boxes, you will get something that you can use. So like I should be getting plate armor, not chain armor. I mean, it might not necessarily be an upgrade, but it should be something that I would equip. I don't know. I'm not going to bug it yet. I would prefer to kind of run through and do some other things and see how it, see whether that's a one-off or I've made the wrong assumption, or you know. Okay, no, I think it's a bug. So, because that's called plate as well. So it's the same set, but again, it's chain, not plate. So I think that is a bug that we could probably get. Yeah, and yeah, that's right, Len. The idea is that some of the easy content will be like small upgrades, I think, and then if I go into like a heroic zone, there'll be further upgrades. I don't know if. I guess we can try quests. I don't know what the deal is with quest rewards that would normally reward an item. So, like this one. suppose the other half of the server beyond how the equipment works is, of course, the achievements and the rewards you get from doing those. So might be worth having a look at in a second. Oh, there's a whole new category? Yes, the quests are grey, interestingly. And I think they should technically be green, because I'm level... I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, because the quests are level 6 at the moment, whereas my character is supposedly level 10. But I think they should be green. So the quests might not be taking into account your act, or they're working off your actual level, not working off the level you're mentored down to. Ah, I see. So the actual lore and legend things you would get by killing certain types have now been turned into that's not normal, is it? That's not normally there. Oh, and then you just get tokens. Okay. Can be spent at Ronald Glenede at the Thurgoodin Docks and Great Divide, who I'm guessing has not been placed in the game yet. It's probably one of those. Please hold while we wait. We're still working on it. I suppose we'll have to go to another zone, kill a couple are named in another zone, and see what drops off of them. See how it compares. I am tempting to. Yes, Nobrin. That is the idea.
Hello.
Tempting to see how things work. Okay, so quest rewards aren't. They're just the same old crap. Options, contents on for sale. Stick that stuff over there. Out of curiosity, so all of the achievements have lore and legend tokens attached to them. At least at the moment on the beta server. If we go to Shattered Lands, okay, so literally do as many achievements as you can. And then there's a magical open leaderboard button. I see. Good old Denmark. Still on the leaderboard there. Testing stuff, getting their achievements. Dev hacks. That's cool. It's nice to have a leaderboard for that in game rather than having to refer to a third party website outside the game, I suppose. And cool to see that all of the achievements have a thing. And this percentage as well. I think that's new. I'm pretty sure most of the achievements on prior to this have. While yes, you can click on them to see how far along you are in them, like this green bar here, they never had a percentage next to them before. I don't think. What about the exploration one? Oh yeah, that's got lore and legend tokens attached as well. Okay, cool. Can confirm no percentage. Good, excellent. See, occasionally this brain thing does do good stuff, and it does remember things that are actually relevant. Was this new armor that you've been working on, Nobrin? It's very funky. I don't recall seeing it before, but there are segments of the game where I've not played too much, so it could be a reuse. But it looks good anyway, wherever it's come from. Wait, what was that? That was a lot of stuff. So we got a gear. Oh, that's normal. Crap, okay. Oh, a tanky item. Particularly useful. Oh, there you go. Kind of proving that it's not just armor that drops from these things, it is jewelry as well. There's a lot of lag opening chests, but I don't know whether that's just because there are so many people all doing the same thing at the moment. Something to do with the zone, maybe? I don't know. We'll have to test it in other zones. was just seeing if I could get some like lore and legend bits or something on the go, you know? Kill a bunch of orcs. Should probably actually move because I'm running out of mana. Actually, everything except what I was looking for. Okay, let's move on. Oh, nice. So it's not just the name that drop the stuff either. It's just, to be fair, I think the information did actually say that on the forums. Uh, Anything that could drop a wooden chest would include a lore and legend crate. I think so. So yeah, small chests don't count, but anything treasured and above should drop a lore and legend thing. Ah, okay. So we have two different. The one thing they do have the same though is that they're both called plate, but they're both actually chain armor. I think someone has definitely done goofed with that. Um, Examine that. Claim the recipe scroll. So can anyone make this stuff? Titanium ore, metal pelt, palm fruit, ethereal. What's that? Sentinel's fate. Harvestables, isn't it? So if we then examine that. Oh, that's the next step up. So that's 75 stats. It's freaking chain again. Everyone gets chained, yeah. I don't know whether. Wait, is that the thing? Oh, here's some actual chain. Oh, they get chain as well. A cloth. Do they get chain too? Yeah, they get chain too. Oh, okay. So is that actually? Wait, what? Maybe it's intentional. I feel like actual plate wearing classes are going to get completely dicked over with that though. Because their mitigation is going to be way lower than what it actually should be. Hmm. Why is there a purple ball following me? Random. This could be funny. What level have I been mentored to? Level 5! Oh, but look, everything on the starter island is like level 6. What? These things should be like level 2. Suddenly, Noob Island is mighty strong. Can I encourage? Oh, Dice Bike probably only comes out when you're actually on the quest, doesn't it? The only problem is now I've confused myself as to whether I should be bug reporting that chain armor or not, as it feels like that is actually intentional and not a bug at all. Yes, even the named on Noob Island give upgrades. What is that? Oh, it's a secondary. Yep, it's an upgrade. Technically, yeah, you can come all the way back to the Queen's colony and still get upgrades. Curious, do you think I could spawn the get the 6 skulls and spawn the heroic named and kill that? See whether that gives anything different because it's heroic, not solo. I don't really know how that works, whether it's technically considered a different tier.
Comes at last.
Wait, what? Suddenly a load of coins for being a talented tinkerer and an accomplished adorner. Okay, I don't know why that suddenly kicked in. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm just curious as to whether it's a thing or not. I don't know how that's done. I don't know what determines how much of an upgrade you get, whether it's just based on what you already have, or based on the difficulty of the encounter, or
Blood calls to me. Your eyes are so pretty.
2 more chests. That was right. Also, I think I've managed to get all 3 forearms.
Death and its fights. Rest in peace.
Okay, that should be enough. Okay, either I'm going to die here, because I don't know how tough this is actually going to be trying to solo a heroic, uh, or I'm going to kill it, and it's going to give me the same thing as what a normal solo one does. I don't remember how to do this. How do you do it? Do you just place it? It's been flipping years since I've done this. Right, and I think one more should do it. We did it! Ah, we got an ornate chest, not just a normal. I mean, technically, the ornate chests on the island are still wooden boxes, but it gave us a lore and legend crate. Exact same quality as you get from a solo. So where does the call to home pull back to? Oh, it does go back to Kinos. I wasn't sure whether it would go back to the Great Divide randomly, because that's where your character started. That's weird. In Kinos, I am level 10.
Welcome. What can I help you with?
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do quests, some of those key like language quests and flipping signature quests and all that sort of thing, heritage quests maybe, those quite often involve sneaking around, don't they? Going into the opposing city to pick something up, and yeah, if you're level 10, that's going to be very challenging in some cases. It's a weird decision. I don't know why you wouldn't just be level 90. Hmm. Get Odyssey. Oh, there it is. Hey, Arabani. Um, we've not tested too much yet. I've been to some lower level zones and done some named killing, done a few quests just to see how it works. Um, yes. I think you don't do the quests for the rewards. You do the quests for the achievements. Or yeah, I think that's the thing. You kill the names for the rewards specifically, and I guess you do heroic zones. I mean, is it fun? It's EverQuest 2, so I mean, I don't. I guess there's going to be two very different ways of playing. Either you're going to be one of those people who really do like to chase achievements, and you're just going to go back and do 50 quests in Antonica, 50 quests in Common Lands, and all the lore and legends and the heritage quests and all that sort of stuff, and just get as many as you can. And I'm guessing there will be a certain amount of people that aren't interested in doing that at all, and they only really want to go and you know kill all the names in the solo zones, kill all the names in the heroic zones, do the raiding, and get all the stuff from that. it does look like. I'm guessing I'm guessing here because obviously I haven't actually done it, but if you're in a raid and you kill a named in a raid zone, when it drops its chest, it will drop everybody in the raid a lore and legend crate. So everybody could potentially get an upgrade, regardless of what actual item is in the box. Which I think is a good thing. It's kind of cool. I think that's good encouragement for players to go, yes, I'm going to potentially earn something for my character here, regardless of what we kill tonight. So I think that's quite cool. It's going to be interesting to see how. I suppose it only really affects Destiny of Velius content. So if you went through and actually did Destiny of Velius raids, it'd be interesting. Theoretically, the items dropped from the Destiny of Velius raid mobs should be better than the stuff you get from the lore and legend crates. I think. Unless those items have been severely rebalanced compared with what we saw on Kaladin. Before I carry on, I do need to nip AFK for 30 seconds. I will be right back. I'm back. Therian's raiding Nagafan. Guy, Therian, you could do it. Just looking at the in-game chat. Resident Trade Skill Dev confirming Kinos is meant to be level 10. Housing is unmentored. Interesting.
Well met. I'm named in the zone on there.
It's an interesting mix of sort of like live more than a TLE. So like we've got down arrows on mobs where we wouldn't have that on Kaladin, for example. Oof! Mana! That's a thing. What's in the box? Okay, it seems like every... I think, again, I don't know whether this is a problem or whether it's just because it's the beta server and perhaps slightly under-resourced compared with a normal server, but every time you open a chest it takes bloody forever for the loot screen to actually pop up. Sorry, I just wanted to try a named in a slightly higher level zone just to see whether it made any difference. I wasn't expecting it to make any difference, and it doesn't appear to. It's the best place to go for killing some skeletons. I want to see if I can finish a lore and legend and make sure that achievement thing works and everything. This is a bunch in Antonica. I could just go back to Noob Island, I suppose, and do it there. I head on out to Antonica. Usually a bunch of skeletons over by the Oracle Tower. Level 15. See, like all this stuff usually around here is usually like level 8 to 10. And it's like, oh, level 17 rats by the docks. This is all very different.
I greet you.
It's kind of populated with all of the same things, just all a very different level than usual. Yo, Vibrant. It's interesting. Let's give it. I don't. Yeah, I haven't done too much yet. Just sort of running around, killing a few named, seeing what drops. Seeing how the zones are populated, because that was always going to be a big question. I don't really know how our character, the mentored character's stats compare with someone of the same level. Yes, so you, the moment you zone into a zone, regardless of what it is, your character gets auto mentored. You don't see any messaging; it's just done for you there and then. You can't change it. You can't say no. You can't do anything. So, like, I've come into Antonica and I'm level 15, and then there's a secondary part to that as well, where the zone population is changed from what it is normally. So as I was saying there, like normally down by the docks of Antonica, the rats and the gnolls and things are usually somewhere between sort of 8 and 11 level. On here, they're like 15 to 18. So that's all different. It's the same mobs, just different level. So they're still posing a challenge to you at level 15. Yes, yeah, up to and including Destiny of Elis. So.
Feed on the fallen after we are.
Ah, there we go. So there's a. I've now killed a bunch of undead to get the undead killer achievement, which is slay 25 undead. Yeah, nice and simple that one. But you then get 10 lore and legend tokens.
You cannot kill what is already dead.
I like that voice. You cannot kill what is already dead. Yes, you use them to buy something. I don't know what. Initially, I assumed it was going to be something similar to the Race to Track Anon thing, where every server will have a merchant on it that you can use, you can spend these tokens on, and they'll be cross server, so that you could buy appearance gear for your live server character, for example. But yeah, I don't think that's really been confirmed one way or the other. Oh, hello.
Strip the fleshy tissue from your body.
I'm not sure I really meant to do this, and I can't. I'm stunned and I can't heal. I might actually die here. I did. I didn't expect it to be heroic. I wasn't really prepared for that. Okay, so that kind of goes to prove at least somewhat that your character isn't completely OP and it can just solo absolutely everything. I mean, again, it's going to be a little bit down to class maybe and whatever. Oh dear, reroll. Yeah, thank God we're not doing that challenge on the server. I was really just after skeletons and, zombies. I wanted to finish a lore and legend to make sure that kind of worked. But I mean, I think your character's probably going to be a little bit stronger than it would normally be, just simply because you have more AAs and things. So while things are scaled down better than the normal mentoring system, I think you're still a little bit stronger. But it's not too bad. Actually, I'm just going to wait for my hammer to come back up. Come on, drop lore and legend bits, you buggers. How am I ever meant to finish it? It's... Get a bit of mana, and we'll give this one more go, just to see whether we can actually solo this. A bit tricky, because it's 3 levels above me and a triple up, so I don't actually expect to be able to solo it. But to be fair, based on our experience with the heroic mob on the island, even if you can, there's almost no point in doing so. Because the rewards from it are no different than if you just went and found a solo name to kill. So, unless these particular named are specific to a quest or an achievement, it's yeah, don't bother.
Why do you pester me?
Oh, well, that could be a problem. Stunned again, and the hammer died. I'm not used to the hammer die. healing's not doing anything. Uh, um, something might be broken there. I mean, supposedly this big hill, based on the numbers, should be doing somewhere between probably 55 and like 75% of my health. It did nothing. There was no movement in my health whatsoever. Are those numbers not scaled? Is that the number it would do? No, because at 83 I'd have like 60,000 health, so that would be freaking pointless. So that's got to be a scaled number. Hang on, turn my mount off. That. Oh, I didn't. I'm just trying to take some falling damage to test their heals. No, that's not working at all. Oh, what? That number changed. Oh. There you go. Suddenly the numbers have disappeared off it and now it's doing nothing. Which would explain why it literally did nothing in that fight. These numbers aren't right, surely. That's not scaled properly at all. If I have 700 health, my basic heal should be doing more than 8 to 10. I mean, that's 1% of my health. That's nothing. That's no. What? That's not gone well at all, has it? I mean, I'd expect it to be doing that at level 1, not at level 15. Yeah, that's. It's weird that 1 second it was just giving me some numbers, and then the next it wasn't. But to be fair, it behaved like it's reading, where that big hill did nothing. It didn't do anything in the fight, and it's saying there it didn't do anything. So I think that's just that scaling gone wrong. I was just interested to camp back, basically log out and back into the character, just to see if that changes anything. No, so that's still reading the same as when we logged out. Oh dear. I think we need to bug report that one. I guess this is the best way of doing it still. I don't know. Mechanics? Spells? X gameplay. Seems to always happen. I don't know. Scaled. No. Scaled. It's like, oh, what about the damaging one? See, the damaging ones don't. I don't know. I don't know how to really compare it. I mean, they don't seem too bad. They have sensible numbers. Is it just the healing? It is really hard to tell, isn't it? Like I don't know what, but that to me seems like I understand scaling, but I think it's too harsh a penalty has been imposed. I don't really know how to word it. I should probably put. You stick that in just in case the quality of the spell has some measurement in how harshly that scale applies or something. Uh, Sometimes I wish you could attach screenshots to these things. Ah, oh, that's interesting. Something from Demum. I can verify that you do not have to equip a dropped piece in order to have a chance at the next tier piece. I was wondering if that was the case, which is why I was collecting a bag full of them just to see what would happen. So that's interesting. I read that theory and it's like the beta still needs bugs. No, it doesn't need bugs. We don't want bugs. Yes, it needs bugs fixing. Yes. I mean, it's not. too bad. I mean, it's not huge problems, but if I went into... Oh, that's a good point. Let's go into like Blackborough or something. I was thinking if I went into like a heroic zone at this level, for example, like he says, can't remember the name of it, Fire Mist Gully. If we went in there as a group, I would basically be doing no healing, and the tank would just keep dying. Like I can't, it's like I can't help it. I'm not. I have no control. My spells literally do nothing. Gonna go zone into Blackborough though, just to see see what. I assume it'll be the same in there, level 15. Downside, these old world zones. There's not really that many named kicking around that you can kill for loot. What few named there are, at least from a solo perspective, are mostly quest ones that don't drop anything. So, not so great for testing like we are here. That doesn't make any difference. I could go and kill a level 10 named, or I could go and kill a level 90 named. They both still drop the same lore and legend box from their chest, and both have the same chance of dropping the same piece of gear. So it doesn't matter. What's ally of the city of Kinos? The friggin' hell is that? Gain allied faction with the city of Kinos. Oh, I mean that's just something you do when you flipping. What? Yay! More tokens. No, quest rewards aren't. They aren't changed. They're the same piece of crap. So if you do a level 10 quest, you'll get a level 10 reward. The quests don't reward the lore and legend boxes. So I was saying, this is what I was saying earlier, that I suspect there will be a lot of people that won't bother with quests. And the only reason you would want to probably do the quests is if you're chasing the achievement to either do X number of quests or to do a specific type of quests like heritages or something like that. So, of course, the downside of auto leveling to 90, I suppose, and it's kind of the same thing as creating a heroic character or whatever, is that there are key things that you would normally do when leveling a character that you've now got to go back and do again. So, things like dragon language, because it's a brand new server, you're going to have to do that all the way from the beginning if you want to do that. I mean, Hopefully, there will be guilds who very specifically say, right, yes, we want to do the prismatic timeline. So we want you to do dragon language, and we will work our way through and do all of that content. I mean, there are achievements tied into that. There are obviously named. Theoretically, what was I going to say? Like killing the raid named required to do a timeline like prismatic should reward everybody with boxes, so it's worth doing. It's not like you're getting nothing from it. And just to confirm, yes, small chests don't drop the boxes. So here's a solo named. Something I can actually kill. So basically what happens here is if you do something like this where you kill a named and it drops at least a treasure chest. When you loot it, you get the normal loot, so this piece of crap here, the level 10, and then you get this lore and legend gear crate. So that's what each chest will look like. And everybody in the group or everybody in the raid involved in that chest then gets one of these gear crates. So it's not just one per group or one per raid, by the looks of it. At least in the chat it says everyone receives. So I'm hoping that's not a bug and I've just lied to everybody, but that appears to be how it works. And then you get something like that out of it. So I've killed a level 15 and I've got a level 90 piece of gear that is technically an upgrade to what I'm wearing. So I say it doesn't seem to matter whether I kill a named at level 15 or if I go to like Sentinel's Fate and kill a named at level 80, it should still drop the exact same items basically. So as long as there's an organised bunch of you, I suppose, you can go and do whatever content you want in the world. If you want to go back and do the prismatic, you can, and you'll get rewarded with gear you can actually use. As well as obviously the achievements. So it's not like you're grinding out grey stuff just for achievements. You will actually get proper items and stuff that you can use. So hopefully that is some sort of encouragement for those people who are like, well, I don't want to go and grind level 10 quests to get an achievement. You know, something like that. So I think it's positive. I mean, obviously there's going to be a point at which you can't get any better. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to take. So there is potentially a kind of upper limit of time investment, at least from a character progression perspective, I suppose. Obviously, the other point of the server is the achievements and earning those coins. And I mean, again, technically, there probably is an upper limit to that on how many you can earn, but given the number of actual achievements in the game linked to all manner of killing and questing and God knows what else, exploration and things, then there's probably quite a lot there that you could sink a lot of time into if you wanted to.
Go on, take a look at the stock. You'll never beat this price in the city, I guarantee it.
Interestingly, how much does it cost to actually repair this gear?
Nothing's cozier than a nice hot.
Okay, so it's level 90 gear, so it costs level 90 prices, which means I actually cannot repair it because I don't have any money. That could be interesting on the actual server, getting an economy up and running. And yes, there appears to be. You do get a mount in your starter gear, so you can fly. It's a Cold Aim Pegasus. Someone said something about the token merchant not being in. I think this is the one here. Ronald Glenede. So there are some things you can buy. I don't know how much is on here and whether it's an entire list of everything that's going to be available or not. I don't know. This guy is on the ground floor of the docks, just over from the bell, before you go up the lift. So it looks like there's a lot of house items here. Great for anybody decorating a house. Of your own personal gnawing thing. What? There's a buffing tree thing there? A blessed sapling. You can pick fruit from it once a day and buff yourself. Yeah, blessed shrubbery. Plushies. What was that? Some random appearance weapon thing? Ghoul fist. I don't know whether these are all the final things that are intended to be on here or not. Seagull plushie. Half a block of Iridescent crystal. What? Oh, stuck of it. Oh, okay, that's the housing stuff, isn't it? Blocks. Um, I don't know. I mean, I would assume eventually that this particular NPC will basically be on every server, but I don't know. How do you tell, really? Because it doesn't specifically say. And the problem is with it being on beta as well, you can't just I could just like log over to one of my other characters and tell that way because I think it's completely separate. So I mean, I'm kind of hoping that these aren't the final things, like ornamental staff of destiny for 10 coins. It looks like a piece of crap level 10 wooden thing that I could go and craft with, you know, why would I want to spend 10 coins on that? I don't. It's nothing. So I'm hoping those are like temporary visuals or these aren't the final items. I don't know. House items is different. What? Yeah. Or would I? Okay, there is a mount there for 100 coins. It's got a yellow border, so it says it's flying, but to be fair, it's one of the Sanctus Saru ones, isn't it? I think. Shadowed Tome. That's like from Ruins of Arsene. Ah, there's some appearance gear here. Steadfast Defender's Arm Guards. Um, um, uh, oh, there are some sleeves down there. Okay, they're just right down the bottom. I don't know whether these are new or not, to be honest. It's hard to tell. Tyrannosaurus Wall Trophy. Ah. I don't know. I don't really want to pass too much judgment on what's on that merchant at the moment because I just have no idea whether it's going to change or. I mean, personally, I'd this armor set. I'd quite like this on a on a normal character. I quite like this one. Can this be on the merchant instead? Don't know whether this is actually earnable in game somewhere else or whether this is a unique set to this server. Feels like it could be something that might be in like the Thalumbra content or something that I've not done before, so I don't really know. But it's nice. I like it. Um, is EQ2 accessible as a new player? Yes. Think so? Don't see why not. Start at level 1 on a sort of traditional server. It's pretty easy to get into. Relatively easy to level up early on. It's not a grind fest or anything. Plenty of content. And I think if you start, make sure you start at level 1 and you don't try and buy one of the heroic characters as your very first one. I think you'll be okay as well, because you'll kind of get used to how everything goes as you're leveling up, rather than jumping in right at the end. Yeah, this day and age, yes, it will be all solo. But there again, all the content is perfectly soloable as well, so it's not like you need a group to level up in the early levels. So look, this is not helping me finish these lore and legends that I wanted to test. God damn it. I want to make sure they work. It's Yorty! Even Yorty's getting in on the action. I assume collections aren't any different. I don't remember anything being mentioned about collections, but because we could do a couple of really basic ones here on the island just to check, see how they work, make sure there's no differences. I think the only thing will be that the achievement you get for finishing X number of collections, that'll obviously be a thing, but other than that, what I actually came out here for was to kill some skeletons.
Death comes at last.
Also, interestingly, God, the healing really is oddly scaled, isn't it? Basic heal does 3 to 4 health, which is 1% of my health pool.
to me.
I don't know whether
Dead, and it finds you.
I'm not sure if attacks are scaled differently to heals. Like, I feel like I'm probably doing a little bit too much damage at this level,
And it finds
but then not enough healing. Can I trade a bit of power for the other? Move them around.
final death comes at last.
There again, this stuff is only like triple down arrows and stuff, so it's really easy content.
Final death comes at last. Your blood calls to me.
Skeleton leg. God, I can't loot the box. I mean, eventually I'm just going to get a whole set of stuff here.
Seek death, and it finds you.
I'm also somewhat trying to test to see whether, like, if I've picked up like 3 pairs of boots or 3 helmets or whatever, then if the next thing drops a pair of boots or a helmet, am I then going to get a better version because I've got all of the other ones in my bag? I'm not sure how this is meant to be working exactly. God, I didn't really want to kill a bunch of crabs. Oh, for God's sake. When AoEs go wrong. Right. Interestingly, the guard has scaled as well, because I think on live the guards scattered around the island are like level 100. And that one's level 9. Do you think I could kill a guard? I guess they probably wouldn't look too fondly on me killing a guard, would they? You have lost faction with Kinos. Oh. Damn it. Now that's a weird thing that doesn't happen on live. That's a single group of fish. And like one of them is level 4, one's 5, and 2 of them are 6, but they're all grouped up. Weird. I mean, it's not the end of the world, it doesn't really matter, but it's very unusual. I'm not sure whether that's really a bug or... I mean, ultimately, it's all still content in and around your level, so it's not really going to make any difference as to whether or not you can kill something, I suppose.
Your blood calls to me.
I need a skeleton arm and a skeleton sorrow core.
And it finds you.
These guys are not providing. Okay. We shall do something stupid. I mean, eventually I'm going to break my armor from keep dying and not be able to actually afford the repairs. Oh no, he's a triple up guard. No, I'm not going to do that. He will actually... We've kind of learnt that heroic mobs are heroic and I can't solo them. Exactly. We've used our brain, decided that no, that's a bad idea.
Seek death, and it finds you.
Well, I don't really care about deaths in general. I don't really want to break my armor and then not be able to mend it. I might need to bugger off out to maybe Great Divide at some point and see whether any of the special beta merchants out there or whatever give money just as a temporary thing. Aha! That, I think, is an upgrade. So that's got 76 stats on, whereas the other three helms are all... I'm wearing 73. Those are all... Oh, no, those two are 74, and that's... I've got two 76s.
It's what's for dinner. Your blood calls to me.
So far, I don't think I've had a duplicate item, though.
You will now take my place. This comes at last.
Huh? Sorry, core. Come on, skeletons! Give up an arm. I just need one arm just to make sure this is working properly.
And comes at last.
Give me your arms!
Your blood calls to me.
I... Yeah, there's an arm. Aha! Achievement rewarded. Them rattling bones. Cool, that updated. Although weirdly it says 0%. Should that say 100% because it's finished? I might bug report that. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, the ornate. I don't know whether they have a different pool. The only thing I can say at the moment is they seem to reward the same tier of equipment.
Death comes at last.
It's kind of a good point. What have I got from one ornate chest so far? I don't think it's any different. I think you can still get jewelry or you can still get armor. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because like logically, you would normally assume that something coming from an ornate chest or an exquisite chest is definitely going to be better than something coming from a wooden chest. But yeah, in this particular case, that's not the case. Did I really just manage to get myself? No, okay, thought I got myself stuck.
As I rise from the grave, you will never take my place.
Yeah, there was that weird description of dropped gear is even tiers and crafted stuff is odd tiers. Or something like that, I think was the. But I don't really. I mean, when we start talking about tiers, it gets very. Without it being literally labeled on the item, how do you even know? I mean, so the gear that I've spawned in with, is this tier 1? 73 stat stuff? Or is that tier 0? Is then the 74 stat stuff tier 1 or tier 2? No, I don't think it's every slot. I think it's just the way the text was written on the forums was if the dice roll was going to land on a helmet and you've already got a tier 2 helmet, for example, then that the item you get out of that chest will only be tier 2 and above. It will never be tier 1. But if you only had tier 1 boots and that dice roll was going to give you boots, then it might give you tier 1 boots. So it's not reliant on other slots. Each slot has its own tier and its own chances of dropping different things. So you should always get the equivalent or better from a box. You should never get worse for each individual slot. I think. That was my interpretation on reading the forum post earlier today. There's that slightly odd grouping thing going on again. We've got different levels of encounters all in the same encounter. Dorothy up front there at level 9 and everybody else at level 7. On a dwarf. Represent. I would actually like to try this crafting thing, I think, just to see whether it actually works. Do you need a... Yeah, okay, so we've got... So we've got like the plate Freeport Unbroken Gauntlets in our bag, which is the primary component. So we just need to harvest a few basic things from Sentinel's Fate. It's weird because like I'm trying to get my head around what the different tiers are because we're wearing gear that's got 73 stats. Then the first stuff we started looting was this. Hey, it's Sayala. Thank you very much for the Pride sub, sir. How you doing? Yeah, so then the first stuff we started looting was this, which was 74. Then we have got a couple of bits of this stuff, which is 76. But this is all still legendary. But then this crafted stuff is fabled at 75. So we've got fabled stuff that's worse than legendary. Well, yeah, I mean, that's always the way, isn't it? Fabled stuff always has more mitigation than legendary, so. Are they from different zones? I don't know. I don't think so. They might have been, to be fair. They're just from named encounters. Hey, Telly. Evening. Yes, this was something that I noticed very early on that it was all called plate. And it has the icons of plate armor, but it's actually chain. Now, looking at this crafted recipe, actually, I don't know whether that is a bug or whether it's intended because this stuff, which is slippers, is usually cloth, is also chain armor. Oh, and this one, there you go. Enhanced cloth gloves is also chain armor. Exactly. So we have seen this thing before with, as you said, the hunter stuff. Is all three shouldered items there were all chain, weren't they? So I think this might be intentional, but it does dick over natural plate wearers like Templars, like Paladins, Guardians, etc., where they're all going to end up in chain gear, and it's actually going to be less mitigation than what they should be getting. I mean, it might not be much, but it is still less than what it should be. Whereas potentially cloth wearers are suddenly like, yes, I'm a tank because I'm wearing chain and have the same mitigation as a Guardian. A little bit of an exaggeration, obviously, based on buffs and things like that and AAs, whatever. But I mean, he might be. Or he might be there going, yes, that is intentional. My job is done. I don't. Failed successfully. That's uh, I think there's a lot of potential in this. I don't know how long you would necessarily spend playing on the server, how much time you would invest in it. I mean, I think perhaps someone like me and perhaps a lot of other people who are kind of between things at the moment and are waiting largely on the Varsoon server coming out to play properly, then this is a good might be a good thing just to kind of spend some time on here. So what I wanted to test was
Well met.
collections. And I think the answer there is no. The collections, there's nothing special with collections. They just give the same old item that they normally would do. So I think collections are primarily going to be done by those wanting to get the achievements for X number of collections completed, I think. That's right, Telly, yep. Oh, I should have stayed in Sinking Sands actually, just to go and find some things to kill to see what the scaling was like in Sinking Sands. So far, the scaling doesn't seem too bad. Damn it. I'm not sure why Keith is lying down in the air. That's quite impressive. Freaking dev hacks. I was kind of hoping that there was going to be a beta merchant here that gave out some money so I could repair my armor. Can I just do like a basic quest to get some gold?
Well met.
Ah, there we are. Ask Keith for plat, yeah. Oh god, it did it again. Got some 91s and some 90s. Oh, 89 in the same. That was a 93 there. Oh. Wait for this other person to move before I run up there. I'm pretty sure that's where I need to go. On the plus side, my abilities are actually doing things. Huh? Oh no, it's down here, isn't it? Then up here. So at level 90, proper level 90, I currently have 90,000 health. And my heals are doing up to 7,000, which is math 8% ish, eight somewhere between 8 and 9%. And then the smaller heal is doing 5%, between 4 and 5%. So scaled percentage wise, that's a lot more than what we were seeing at like level 15, for example. I'm sort of interested to see what the itemization of named encounters in like Destiny of Alias heroic zones will be. Because I'm pretty sure on Paladin, the basic heroic gear is like mid 80s in terms of like primary attributes and stuff, which is obviously way better than like the first anything we found in terms of the actual lore and legend gear. This is the life of a Templar. Slow but steady, as we said earlier. Not really in any danger of dying, but only of boredom, probably.
Salutations.
Huzzah! I have actual money that I can... go and use a mender. Should have made an Inquisitor, probably could kill stuff then. Yes. I may very well do, to be fair, Telly, when the server actually launches. I primarily did the Templar for the beta, just because I kind of know a Templar, so I know what the abilities roughly do. I don't need to keep second guessing which ones I'm pressing and stuff. Yes. Seem to be. 320 points, I think? Yeah, 320. Wonder if there's any named kicking around in Sinking Sands. No idea how to leave Thurgadin. I mean, there are two doorways you can leave. Two big doorways on the south and west, I think. And then you've got to go out and onto the docks and down onto the bottom of Great Divide Docks, and there's a bell on the far side on the left. Right, here we go. Level 50 named. Yeah! Too challenging there. It's probably about what you expect for a solo. And the loot, more importantly, is so you get the usual loot that you would normally get for killing the named, and then the lore and legend gear crate, which will give us. Oh, it's another 76 stat. Oh. So that's 3 of those we've got now. Different stats. Is there any heroic named? I was old Siphon. Let's go and kill Siphon. Oh, Tarantula! Level 52. I don't think we can kill a raid mob on our own now. Oh, I don't know because I've got the music turned off. Is Brug heroic, or is he just a single up arrow these days? I can never remember. It's kind of like he's a double up. Should we ever go at him? Whoa! Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Mana would probably be the biggest problem with fights like that, I think, at this level. And what's in the box? I'm pretty sure it will be basically the same as what we had before. So yeah, 74 stat legendary item. In this case, a ring. About the Raptor, that should be a ×2, shouldn't it? Kind of more interested to see how much damage it does. Scorpion! Come on then. As you're sat there, patiently waiting for me. More boots. Meat hooks, where are you? Ah, there you are. Oh yeah, he's an epic ×3. Okay. That's actually more than what I thought. I thought he was nerfed to a heroic at one point and then rebuffed on the TLE server to ×2. I might pull him just to see how much damage he does. Let me just grab this solo first. Whoa! That was a big old noxious blast. Oh, I did. Okay, yeah, so that seems relatively well. It's kind of hard to tell when you're not playing a tank, but free roll. No, no, Ethereum. Took me long enough to set this character up. Okay. That's cool. Weirdly, I guess because of the strange mentoring, that if you do die, you respawn with 100% health and mana because you're mentored, I guess. I mean, you still got revive sickness, but eh. Hopefully that does just go kind of to prove the point that it doesn't matter whether you're killing level 10 named out in Frostfang or level 50 plus named in Sinking Sands. The loot chances are still exactly the same, so you really can, from a gear perspective at least, it seems like you really can play whatever content you want to play. It's kind of hard to tell from this server because the beta server is a bit of a weird, wonky, where the rule set is partially there for Lore and Legend, but I don't know whether once this rule set actually gets onto its own server, whether things will be like a TLE server where like fast travel isn't enabled, or whether it will be more like a live server where you can fast travel. The same with the difficulty of the encounters. In some places, it seems like it's very solo friendly, like a live server would be, and in some cases, it feels like it's adopted the TLE heroic approach. So, I'm not quite sure what the intention there is with from a difficulty perspective with the Lore and Legend server when it does actually launch. Yes, yeah. As soon as you zone into a server, you are auto mentored to set level. And it seems like it's. I think they just choose like every fives. So I suspect if you go into Pillars of Flame, you'll get 55. Where Sinking Sands was 50. Weirdly, the city zones are level 10. Frostfang, I think, was level 10 as well. But Antonica. Oh, no. Sorry. Frostfang and Antonica were both level 15. So here I'm level 80, which I guess makes sense. And then I assume probably Stonegrunt is then 85. So there's a trade skill booster NPC in Great Divide. What it doesn't boost is your harvesting skills. So those start at 0. What do we need to make this stuff? Titanium. Nope. Let's- but in addition to your level, the zone is also tweaked to be of the appropriate level as well. So mobs in Antonica don't range from like level 10 to level 20. They're more like level 14 to level 18 or something. Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know what. Oh, hello, storied harvester. What? Successfully harvest 100 times. Okay, don't remember that being an achievement ever, but sure. Have some tokens. Yeah, I don't know what the intention is with the difficulty. So, is it meant to be easier and more solo friendly like a traditional server? Or is it going to be harder like a TLE server, like Caledon? Don't know. At the moment, it seems like a weird mix of both. So I honestly couldn't tell you. And maybe that is how it will be on live. Like maybe because sorry, I say on live when this Law and Legend server does go live. Maybe that is what it will be like, where some encounters are easier with down arrows, whereas some of them will spawn as heroics and be harder, so that everybody has something that they could potentially kill at their own level and their own challenge. Yeah, I mean the whole concept of solo instances didn't really start until Altar of Malice, I don't think, did it? So right. There was something I wanted to enhance. Right. I think it was these, wasn't it? Yes. We need some mottled pelt. Oh, and then we're good. I'm just testing the special recipes to see, make sure they work and see what they come out like. I mean, as you say, coffee. So far, um, it seems like you can do any content, and it is equally rewarded. Oh, finally. I don't know what like guild plans are. Like if there's any organized guilds that tend to or want to play and join the server who are already thinking about, right, this week or for these 2 weeks we're going to be doing this content, the next 2 weeks we're going to be doing some other content. As you do have everything available, I feel like there needs to be some uh, some planning there. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's bugged. You can't use your abilities, trade skill abilities. Even though it's popping up with the thing, I can't press the buttons, it won't let me. It says you are not using geocraft on this recipe. Oh. Oh dear. That's not gone well. Oh. So I failed it. Obviously you get your item back. You don't lose like the primary thing, do you? But it's a one charge recipe and that uses up the charge when you fail. uh yeah. I think we should probably bug that one. That's definitely buggable. Um uh Art? No, I said mechanics. Spell? I mean, it kind of is spell. Oh, trade skills. There we are. I mean, technically, it's only happened once. Well, no, I don't know. Would not use geocraft. No, not geographed. Geocraft skills on new recipes. Tried to craft. Um. Oh God, what were they called? Enhanced. Like something. Single recipes. You, no, you are not using GeoCraft on this recipe. In chat. So the counters fail. Hopefully that's my utter ramblings are enough for someone to understand what that means. Wow. There is a bug section on the forums, but I don't know whether you have to log in to see it.
Another lovely day in the city of Kinos.
Another lovely day in the city of Kinos. Oh, there's a lore and legend server achievements feedback, general information feedback. Oh, Beast Lords and Channelers both be available on the server when launched. I'm not sure whether that's a good idea. Theoretically, if the scaling of abilities and stats and stuff work effectively, which they seem fairly close to, but probably still needs a bit of tweaking. I suppose it won't be so bad having those classes in there, because theoretically their abilities and stuff should scale so they doesn't make them completely OP. Because obviously that's the part of the problem we had with like Fallen Gate server, wasn't it? Where those classes were available from day one and they made a lot of the content trivial or something, and you just end up with raids of 12 beast lords and or something stupid. So yes, I know, Therian, the famous last words. Come Wednesday next week, after the server's been up for a day, there'll be someone who's like, yes, I've done all the content. My beast lord was OP. I soloed everything. Ripperoonies.
My ancestors don't understand me. They're from a completely different era.
I was just reading a post about the achievement stuff. How theoretically, when the server launches, we should not be seeing achievements that are tied to normal servers. So you won't be seeing TLE achievements that you cannot earn, or PvP achievements that you cannot earn. They should all be relevant to the Lore and Legends server. In the vast majority of cases, there will no doubt be really odd edge cases, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's level 90. You would assume it's the same as what's on Kaladin currently, right? I suppose we can go and have a look. Because currently with Kaladin, you can only get the basic ones and you can't level them up or train them, I believe. Which basically makes them pointless. Be interesting to see how well they scale as well, I guess, right? So if I grab this guy as a paladin, plus side it's nice and cheap at only 5 gold. Can I then? Oh, now, well, you can train them apparently. The question is, will you be able to train them on Keldrikel when it actually launches? Because again, like you can't. Sometimes you can't really tell with the beta server because it doesn't quite abide by the same rules as what the final server will, due to the way it's set up. But theoretically, if you can level it, that means you can equip a full set of gear into it, so it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, they're only level 90, so they're probably not going to do massive amounts of damage or anything like that, but maybe if you can get your hands on one of the rare ones, the DPS one or something. Yeah, I don't know. Um, right. What's the key for the mercenary window? Is there one? Ah! Window keys. Mercenary window. Empty. Oh. There we go. It's better. It seems like the familiars are also available currently.
And ready to act.
I think. Don't know whether those will be available also when the server launches. I mean, again, they should scale to the equivalent of level 90, so it's not like you're going to get hundreds of thousands of potency from a leveled familiar, but you're still going to be potentially a little bit stronger.
Well met.
Yes. Right, anyway, I think I've kind of run out of time for today.